Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Skills 101 from Backpacks to Bears. And this week we'll be going over how to hike. I'm Jordan.
And I'm James.
And let's get straight into the video.
So, the hike itself can pose a hazard to your health. So whenever you're planning it, you want to keep in mind the length of the bar, the mileage, as well as the elevation gain. Because the elevation gain can add to a lot of situations where it would be near cliff drops. So going on hikes with small children, you got to be extra careful. Keep in mind where they are at all times. There's a lot of obstacles too involved on going on hikes that you want to keep in mind, like river crossings or bouldering through a bunch of boulders. And how well the hike itself is developed can affect it.
Depending on the length and the difficulty of the hike that you're planning on going on, you have to make sure to plan accordingly on how you plan to replenish your energy that you're going to need to make it through to the end of the hike. You do this by assessing your nutritional needs. To do so, you want to make sure that you have a good balance of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and vitamins and minerals. Your carbohydrates and your fats are really good for that quick energy that you're going to need to keep you going throughout the hike. Your proteins are important not only for the amino acids that you'll gain from them, but also for that long-term energy that you need once you reach the end of your hike. The vitamins and minerals are great to make sure you feel good on the hike and you're not losing your motivation to make it to the end. Drinking water is also so important. Make sure that you're getting at least 2 to 3 liters per day, or honestly per hike.
So after you've assessed your personal safety as well as your nutrition and energy needs, you're going to pick your route. And after you pick your route, you're going to go on the hike itself. And when you go on this hike, you're going to be able to read a map. When you're reading a map, one of the most important things is its scale. For example, a 1 to 25,000 scaled map is about 4 centimeters to every kilometer. The size of the scale affects the detail. The smaller the scale, it has less coverage, so less of the actual area you're going to see, but the details are going to be a lot better. So the smaller scale is going to be ideal for hiking, because you don't want a 1 by 1 million scale, because then you'll be looking at the map of all of Texas. Next thing you're going to need to know is the symbols. Symbols are really important because they're going to tell you where the overlooks are, where the hazards are, where campsites, if you're at a park headquarters, as well as bathrooms. And on the map, they're going to have a legend. And in that legend, that's where you're going to have the symbols as well as their designated representation. The next thing is the type of map. There's a lot of different type of maps, but when it comes to hiking, the main one that you're going to try to look for is a topographic map, because these things have contour lines which affect how the route is actually going to be. For example, this map here, it doesn't have any contour lines, and it's because we're on the coast. On the coast, you're not going to have any elevation change. But if we are in a mountain and we saw a trail coming like this, it would not be a good map to use because we don't know how high or how low the actual elevation is. So a mile, hiking a mile is really easy, but hiking a mile where you're going up 2,000 to 3,000 feet, it's going to be a really hard mile. Whenever you have those contour lines, to read them, you're going to look for a very important feature on the map, which is going to either be under the title or right near the scale at the bottom of the map. That's going to be your contour interval. That's going to tell you the amount of elevation change in between each contour line. So with that knowledge, if you have 2 contour lines that are really far apart, that means it takes a long distance for it to go up, let's say 20 feet, which means it's going to be relatively flat the farther it goes away. But if you get them really, really close, that means you're looking at a steep cliff. Another key things is at the peak, or at the top of any elevation, is probably going to have a closed contour line, saying that area right there is about the highest you're going to get. Another key thing to look for are rivers. Rivers will usually tell you the lowest part of the map because water flows downhill.
Another thing to keep in mind while hiking is if you're in a group, You want to make sure that you are not being super loud so that the hikers around you are able to enjoy the nature and the natural sounds as much as you guys are. And another thing to remember is that if you're coming up to another group that are passing on the same trail, instead of widening the trail by allowing your group to walk off of the trail, just make sure you get into a single file line and allow the people that are coming up towards you to go first. Or if you're coming up towards another group going down, then make sure you guys go first. That's kind of the hiking etiquette that is pretty much followed, is that if you're coming up, you have the right of way, because it's harder to get going again once you're going up. So.
And then the last thing is, we have a little thing called countryside etiquette when you're out hiking and backpacking. Pretty much, it's just like, don't be an outdoor tool. You know, don't make other people's experience of the outdoor less just because, you know, you want to do something fun. This means, like, don't be extremely loud. Don't be playing music on a trail. Don't be throwing your trash off the trail, even if it's just food waste, like throwing orange peels. That's a leave no trace issue. But also, it just takes away from the appeal of the hike itself. When you're coming up to any monuments, overlooks, and sites, don't, you know, vandalize. Don't put your name on it. Don't scratch into trees. All this stuff, because they're coming out there for nature merge, and they don't want to see evidence of human contact, because we have enough of that in the cities. One of the great things of hiking is you get to see dogs. Love them.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Outdoor Skills 101, from backpacks to berries, how to hike. Stay tuned for next week's video on how to cook. I'm Jordan.
And I'm James.
Later.
Peace.